Hey guys, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics today, promoting events using online technology. This is how I got my start in college. I created a website for the university athletic department on how we could promote events for the school online, because before that we were just going around handing up flyers. So I've been in the game since before technology, and I've worked at a major tech company. I helped events with their technology, and then I stepped aside and I became a freelancer consultant. Now I help small businesses and events grow their businesses online. So this is one of my favorite topics. It's so powerful because for every event, you are able to return a certain number of people year over year, but you also have to be adding new people to your event every year just to maintain a business. So you have to be able to figure out how to get new people involved in your event. And this is one of the ways that you can do it. You can do it effectively. You can use the most powerful advertising algorithms ever created for a very little amount of money in terms of how much you have to invest in ads, and it can be effective. But there's been a lot of changes over the past few years. iOS 14, the ability to track and measure, it's all gotten harder. So we've got to be really effective and really efficient with what we're doing in order to make this all work for you. So let's go ahead and dig in, and then we'll get to it. So the first problem is, number one, with promoting events, the technology needs to communicate with each component. So you're going to run an ad on an ad platform. You're going to send people maybe to a website, and then you're going to send them to a registration platform to register. When the registration happens, we need to send that information back to the ad platform so that the ad knows what's effective and what's not. So we have to have all of our technology set up in a way that it communicates back and forth. The second thing is, every marketer, every promoter has got the same problem. Half of my marketing works. I just don't know which half. So we need to get the data in line so that we know exactly what's working, what's not, where the machine is breaking down, so that we can do more of what is working, less of what isn't, so we can be profitable. You're just throwing half your money away. That's a massive problem when in an event where margins are so tight. You got to be effective. Okay. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to talk about how we can do this extremely efficiently so that you're not overspending on your marketing and all the profits will drop down to your bottom line. Okay. These are the three things we need to worry about for events. All right, let's talk about how to set up the technology. So if we think about a customer and how they're going to get involved with your event, they might be on your email list. You might put an ad out there. At the end of the day, we send people to your website. We ask them to register now. Then we move them through a registration process, and we hope that they register. So there's a couple platforms here. We have an ad platform, an email platform, a website platform, a registration platform, and there's multiple steps along the way where people might drop out of the system. We need to make all of this work for you in a way that's profitable. So we got to get the numbers in line, and we need to know where the system's breaking down. So here's an example of one of the first campaigns I ever ran for an event after I left my job and I became a consultant. It seemed like we were getting pretty good click rate. We were getting 54-cent clicks. We're like, yes, this is good. And then we saw, once we got the tracking installed, that out of 1,200 people that had clicked the ad, only 13 people showed up on the landing page. Woo, 1% of all the people that clicked on the ad actually waited for the site to load. So then we had to think, well, why is that? And we checked it out. We're like, oh, the website takes 10 seconds to load. That's a massive problem. So you need to understand where it's breaking down. And if somebody isn't going from the ad to the landing page, we need to understand why. We need to fix that as quickly as possible. Okay. This is why tracking matters. Now, half my marketing works. I just don't know which half. We need to get the data in place to understand what's working and what's not. Okay. So that drop off was really large. We fixed the problem. We remeasured, and we went from 1% of the people getting through to 85% of the people getting through. 85% is about as good as you can get. I've seen it sometimes up in the 90s. Get it to 85, you're good. Okay. Then we look at all the data and we understand, when are people registering for your event? When are we promoting your event? How does your paid and your organic line up? How do we overlay all this information to get the most effective timing of our promotions? And we can do this in a lot of ways. We can understand where conversions are coming in. Was it paid social? Was it organic search? Was it direct? Was it email? All these different vehicles are going to create sales for you. You need to know where they're coming from so you can do more of what's working, less of what isn't. I've gone through so much data on events. The bummer is I can't really share I can't really share the most important findings because they're specific to events, but I have all this knowledge and I apply it to every job that I work on. We try to make it work. And so we basically try to act like a corporate finance team for your event. We measure all of the information, sales year over year, how much we're spending year over year, what's our weekly revenue year over year. And we put all these things in place to understand if we're tracking correctly. Are we going to be profitable? Are new people coming in? Are returners coming in? We measure all of this. We get it set up and we do it for you. All right, now the cost. All this is great, but you can't overspend on your marketing because then that takes away from all your profits. So we got to keep our costs down. This is my expertise. I've been doing this for many years. I've worked with many events. I know how these things work. I'm a master at the technology, getting these things to track. And so I can operate very effectively and I can keep my costs down, which in turn keeps the price down for you guys and so on. So this is how we do it. You have to be very efficient if you want to operate profitably, but it can work. Absolutely. So I just want to share 3 types of campaigns that I like to run for events, why I like to run these and how they work together. And then I'll let you be on your way and we can move on. So the first one is growing your list campaigns. So really important to grow your list. If you can take somebody from a social media platform and get them on your email list, they then become cheaper to market to in the future because you can send an email to them. You don't have to pay to get that view when they're just scrolling, right? So I like to run campaigns that grow your list. Now, we don't just want to pay money to grow your list. We want to get paid to grow your list. So there's a way to do it. It's called a self-liquidating offer that drives sales and grows your list at the same time. And I'll probably make a different video on that. I don't want to get into it today. Really awesome tool because if you can add 500,000, 2,000 people to your list and you can generate enough sales to pay for those ads, now you just are going to grow your list and then you're going to use your list to promote your event. And so this engine is going to work together. Then I like to run a campaign that's like I call it an audience building. It's like a way to get traffic very cheap onto your site so that we can better target people that are going to be a good fit for your event. And then we run campaigns that are designed to sell registrations and convert people into sales. So the combination of these 3 work together. We build an audience, we grow your email list, we sell registrations, and then this thing just cycles upon itself. And we try to do this in a way that's profitable for your business, okay? If this sounds like something that you want, if you're like, oh, I want to promote online, we've been doing it in-house, it'd be great to have you do it, Mike. Set up a call with me. Let's talk through your event. I'll explain everything about how it works. And we can go from there. If you just want to take these ideas and implement them, go for it. Tell me all the success that you've had. And look forward to hearing about your event. All right, let's go.